Ladies and gentlemen, Riv here with Kobe24, bringing you the first match of Week 3. We are into the North American LCS. Let's get the action rolling.
All right, so the Hecarim going to start off. A couple pings here. It looks like they might go to opposite sides. Vulcan's going to spread out in a patented defensive, watch all the entrances to your jungle level 1 here, and CLG pretty much doing the same thing. So we might, it doesn't look like we're going to see one of those sneaky buff steals. I mean, their cover's kind of blown since they already did it against CLG. I mean, TSM.
Right. Vulcan knows to put those early wards down as well. They're even stopping
look at that.
the close invade, and they're past their own ward that they've set now. So it's really just super safety. CLG is probably not going to go for that Syndra invade, but we'll see what kind of tricks they try to produce with it later. Because this is the second time Link has played Syndra, so we'll actually see this without that cheeky first part strat, and then Blue kind of being held off. If he can still play Syndra in a form where we see Mandatory Cloud having a good mid.
Yeah, so it's kind of a proving grounds here for both mids.
No, exactly.
They're like, yeah, we both have kind of rocky histories.
The roller coaster for the first few weeks.
Yeah, there we go. But I like the wall of wards from Vulcan. They don't want anything tricky coming out from CLG level 1, since they did see how big of an impact that had versus TSM.
There's a good amount on both sides. And we can see Hotshot and Psycho Sid kind of going for the same double pot here. They say, no flask, we're just going to stack the pots and get some wards.
Okay, so another thing to note is that CLG did go for the 2 versus 1 swap. So since Hotshot's like a really big fan of the teleport 2 versus 1, either Cho'Gath or in this case Nasus, he's probably going to max that Spiritfire first because, like I said, it's a great wave clear. And that's one of the biggest parts of a good 2 versus 1 champion, is you have to be able to clear those waves really quick from a distance, because so many people have been doing those 3 versus 1 early dives.
So we see, we're going to look at this matchup one more time before we get back to them, since there won't be too much happening in the beginning. Our featured matchup of the day is Muffin Cutie versus Afro, so we'll be sure to check in on these guys. As they get the lane swap back in here, we actually get to see them go against each other, so this will be great.
So they predicted the lane swap, and I think that they actually wanted this because Vayne and Sona are actually both pretty squishy, and Alistar's great aggressive jungle. Like I said, that was one of the 2 supports that really got me liking Muffin Cutie in the very beginning. After a move with a good ward here, gets some nice harass on his old lane partner.
They are trying to get the pokes out. Muffin Cutie got a hit on that ward, but there's no chance to take it in, and CLG already taking a bit of aggression on the lane. And you can see Afro Mood just positioning in that aggression. Yeah,
like Vayne, she is very squishy early, like she doesn't have much health, but Tumble is such a great tool to dodge things that Double Lift is actually a good early trader with Vayne. You just have to be strong with your mechanics, and you can see they're getting the better of this Kog'Maw Alistar lane. They put down a pink ward, and they weren't even able to clear the ward out with that pink ward. So they better be able to do that before the pink ward expires, or else that's a wasted large amount of gold.
We do see that Chaucer's coming up towards that top side. Double Lift's doing a great job of just staying out of range when that Bio Arcane is on.
He should know.
Good cooldown right now.
Chaucer should know that pink ward is there because Afro put his ward first, so they saw it go down. Okay, yeah, so he's just going to back off. He knows he can't get into that front brush. Maybe they didn't communicate that enough early, so Chaucer's going to go back, farm his doubles. He didn't waste too much time, so that's fine. And it looks like we're just going to have Hecarim up here. He predicted it. The gank as well, but it's probably not going to come into any action.
It is about that time, and we do see Xmithie just waiting back on his heel. Will he go in for this one? They do. I think they saw him from that last. Yep, they saw him on the last minion there near the turret. So no action up top, just a bit of stalling from both junglers. Chaucer will go for the attempt again, though, and it looks like he's going to try to safeguard in, and they're going to try to activate something possibly under the turret here.
Yeah, they might just want to shove it in and get some more minions missed by Zuna here.
Right, yeah,
because it is Kog'Maw, it is a late game ADK, so if you're at least making him miss minions due to the tower, then it's not wasted time. Since both junglers are up here, there's not really an advantage for Vulcan.
They're just kind of all outing with everyone, helping the pressure, pushing the pressure as well. The gold is still just about even. And we're only 5 minutes into this one. Presence from the junglers has been mostly in the top side, so we'll have to see what they can do towards that bottom lane that the lanes are swapped now. The tops are kind of just on their own island. Little damage, or trying to come out from Mandatory Cloud, as it's just pretty much quiet all around the home front at 5 minutes.
Yeah, and this 1 versus 1 down bottom that they actually wanted, Psycho Sid's doing a really good job. He's actually out farming Hotshot. Hotshot is getting a few siphoning strikes built up, though, and that's really where Nasus gets so much of his power from. He really wants to use it on the cannon minion, though. Hotshot, you get double for the cannon minion if you use it on that one. He already used it on the little one, so maybe he wasn't paying attention to the little switches that they did in the patch notes.
Lessons with Kobe after?
Yeah, there we go.
All right.
I'll teach him for free. He was a good guy. They kicked me off the team, but I'm fine with it now.
No hard feelings. We still see Zuna and Doublelift trying to attack it out back and forth. Muff and Cutie with good sustain, but that power chord right there is what is going to give CLG the upper hand here. Unless Zuna gets his ultimate quickly, then he's going to be able to push Doublelift back. But as of right now, CLG is using that advantage to kind of push it back. 32 to 35 though, so Zuna doing a very good job of farming from afar.
Yeah, even under the turret, he was doing a good job. Vayne is short range, so she has to be wary of an Alistar combo. Now that he has his full combo, it's going to be a little bit more scary. Before CLG's double lane hit 6, when Aphromoo gets his crescendo, then there's another power swing, and they would be able to turn something. So Chaucer again coming up to see if this top lane can make anything happen.
And looks like Xmithy may be reading this one as well. They're both on the same timer right now. Chaucer waiting in that tri-bush. Xmithy on the backside. He does have his smite, so he can get to that far engagement if he needs to. Or ghost, I should say.
It seems like all eyes are on this top lane as both junglers make repeated moves up there, but look at Link. He was heading down to the bottom, and it would have been a really easy gank, and that would have been probably successful if it wasn't for that one ward by their own race, Zuna taking a lot of harass.
Going really strong in here. Xmithy onto Aphromoo. They're definitely looking for just a first blood here. Great condemn, but he flashed out. Who's going to get the first blood? And it does go to Xmithy just before Doublelift gets that kill onto Zuna. Doublelift may not make it out of this one alive. That cooldown coming down. Xmithy waiting as well. Misses the Q from the headbutt damage, but Doublelift is forced to kill himself on this one. The assist going around, but he did deny the assist going on to Psycho Sid.
Yeah,
great job.
So CLG comes out a bit behind on that in the gold, but they did make the best of a bad situation. Since they were able to get the assist onto Aphromoo when Vayne finished that kill off, so it wasn't too bad. Even though they didn't get the first blood, they also burned the teleport from Singe. So that's pretty big, especially since you're leaving Nasus down bottom alone to charge up his siphoning strike and just keep on farming.
And it looks like Hotshot, I was going to say he's trying to get everything he can. I thought he was going to steal away wolves and little golems and then leave blue.
He's actually still full life.
Yeah, he's just going to actually go back here and get the buy. He knows his lane is gone. He needs to use this window so he doesn't get pushed out.
Yeah, so he shoved it into the turret. Shin's he at least missed one wave for using that teleport.
So 8 minutes in here, finally seeing a little bit of lane action between these guys. 2-1. As Vulcan came up pretty good in the top lane there. Onto CLG, Doublelift, and Aphromoo found themselves a little bit out of position. And it was a great job. Chaucer was there, and then he backed up, and Xmithy just kind of kept reading those the engagements the whole time. Big props to him. We'll see if it can continue for these guys as they continue to ward top. We'll have to see. Here we go. Xmithy coming into that top lane. The red buff is still ticking for him. He actually just grabbed that. So this engagement is going to be quite helpful if they can get that.
Yeah, it definitely shows that they are targeting Doublelift. Like they're like, okay, if someone's going to carry this game, it's going to be that Vayne Doublelift. Everybody's seen the YouTube highlight reels, and here they go again. Oh, he misses onto the creeps.
Just the timing that he has in his mechanics. The headbutt came out, and the instant he saw it, an instant condemned, and they kind of just traded displacement. And that's
like that right there won't be a YouTube thing, but that's a huge thing to note. Like he just completely stopped that gank right there. Some wasted time for Hecarim. It was a really good play.
All he needed was Chaucer, right? Somebody to guide him down the right path. So Chaucer now moving to the top side of his jungle once again as Xmithy finally leaves that area, packs up his tent, and heads towards the bottom side. And we do see bottom lane just still on its own island. Hotshot and Sid just kind of chatting it up during tea time here. Throwing each other around.
And that's fine for Hotshot because he's charging up his siphoning strike. He wants to get to that later game with Nasus when he becomes an absolute beast. If he gets tanky enough and he can get to the back line to just put Wither over and over again on that Kog'Maw, their late game is going to look really, really good. I mean, the Nasus Wither on your Kog'Maw, and then you have a Vayne running around, and that Vayne is Doublelift.
Yep. So we see CLG playing an aggressive lane in the top, which would not make Vulcan any more aware that they're trying to get the gank in. However, a forward ward bush would. When they were up there, they tried to get it in. A great disengage by Muffin Cutie. He gets a full pound on all three of them in front of the turret, but Zuna completely walks into a condemn and gets himself killed. Coming from the side, a beautiful spear by Chowster. Mandatory Cloud is going to try to finish this one up. Can he find the next one? One more attack. The double kill coming in for Man Cloud, and it looks like Muffin Cutie may go down as Hotshot teleports in. A very nice pulverize there, and he keeps himself alive.
Ooh, CLG again losing out a little bit of money right there. They got their target down, but they paid for it with 3 members.
Great movement in just map awareness by Vulcan right now. They seem to be a few seconds ahead, and that's really making the factor in these fights go in their favor.
Yeah, and so now since Hotshot's teleport is down, Singe is again taking advantage. And Singe is actually even better when you leave his lane because he can proxy behind the turret. Yep. You can see they're wasting 2 waves, whereas when Singe teleported up top, Hotshot was only able to shove 1 wave into that turret. And this bottom one taking so much damage, it might even go down.
It looks like he just wants it. They want to get Zuna and Muffin Cutie, or at least help in a lane. Usually, well, I'm actually backwards here. I'm thinking that Muffin Cutie
yeah.
and Zuna want to take the tower down, but this is completely backwards. So I don't know what. They just want to take it down.
Yeah, definitely. They want to get that early global gold read. I mean, they're already ahead. They need to press this and keep it up because CLG can come back at any moment. Once you get that bottom turret down, it really opens up that dragon. They'll have a lot more control in this bottom side of the map, and this is the time where you want to go for dragon. Link over here behind enemy lines. He knows there is that ward, and so he doesn't want to go past it, but Hecarim going to make this a 3 versus 3.
They do not have a ward for CLG side in this top brush right now, and will. Oh my God, Smithy has just spent so much time up here, respectively, though. Doublelift is going to be quite strong here.
He does.
Somebody is. He does flash over the wall. He's going to be right on the top of a ward, though. I think he might have been seen. It was theirs. Going down is Zuna first. Smithy is going to be forced to run out, but I think he did clear the water ward, and he made it into that brush.
That's pretty funny because I was watching, I think, Chowster's stream, and Link did the exact same play. In a scrim that they were doing, and it failed miserably. He wasted his flash to get over this wall to dodge that ward. You see this one ward down here from Vulcan that he's able to get past. But this time, it worked out fine. You're Syndra. All you have to do, lay down a couple balls, bust your ult on Zuna, and he's going to go down.
Yeah, they did a perfect job there. They definitely needed to get that one back to stave off the bleeding in the top lane. Now at 13 minutes, going to the top lane, it looks like Sid throws down his ult, but those two are just going to kind of run around with each other. Hotshot doesn't get any help anytime soon, but he shouldn't go down from this.
Yeah, the tower is down though, and so now Singe is actually going to be able to bully Nasus. This is really bad because Hotshot wanted to keep that turret up as long as possible so he can farm into the late game. Nasus, you really need to get around to 20 minutes. It looks like Singe won't continue the pressure though, so if Hotshot can freeze the lane back here, then he might be able to eke out a few more minutes of farm before Vulcan comes in to ward up that entire blue side of their jungle and really take control of that side of the map.
All right, we're about 13 minutes in now. We can take stock of the CS. How are the minions differing in the lanes? And the answer is not really that much. 75 to 95 is pretty much the biggest gap we have, and that's between the 80 carries. It's going to be 118 to 108 in mid, so 2 kills to 1 kill. Both of the mids actually having quite a good game for themselves as we kind of focus them as the up and down players of the LCS coming in for this week. And then we have mid, or rather jungle, 61 to 71, and top lane is 121 to 111. So not really the swap, just being in the bottom lane on that island hasn't really affected them too much.
Yeah, I mean, since everyone was camping up top, Doublelift actually got ahead on CS over this Kog'Maw, and he's opted for the early Bloodthirster, skipping boots. So he's charging up his Bloodthirster, get those stacks as soon as possible, so their mid-game power spike is going to be ridiculous. Vayne is so strong. Once she has that ultimate plus a Bloodthirster, she can sustain in fights, and as long as we've seen Doublelift before, use that tumble to great effect to dodge skill shots, he'll be able to stay in those fights and do ridiculous amounts of damage.
So coming in,
Pink Ward though might be a free dragon.
Yeah, they have no vision that that's happening right now. You know, Vulcan looks like Smithy is just going to get that by himself. They're really not even moving. Maybe a few shots from Mandatory Cloud. Yeah, just some spears to get some damage in.
Kill him!
But for that to go down like that with really no control from CLG makes me think that they're okay with that happening right now.
Well, that was kind of like what I was talking about. As soon as that bottom turret does go down, the control of that side of the map is just goes to the roof for Vulcan, and they did come back with those wards for the blue side of the jungle. Again, they take the objective that is theirs. Great job by them. Pulled that off exactly how you're supposed to as soon as that bottom turret's down. Now he can actually go back and bully Hotshot a little bit more, try and stop him from charging up those siphoning strikes, make him use Spirit Fire to farm instead.
Looks like we have a Rod of Ages coming out for Psycho Sid. That is finished up. Boots of Swiftness coming out for Nasus with the Chalice as well.
You know, that's actually kind of a hidden item that I'm super happy with. I use it mostly on Vi. People are probably tired of me talking about Vi, but that is definitely one of my favorite items on her, since you self-impose a slow on yourself.
Right.
And it's just, if you have Boots of Swiftness, you feel like you're Boots 5 like all the time. So that's a really good buy. I like that. I like that Hotshot is using all these interesting things we don't see a lot, like Nasus. Okay, just right there, I was like, okay, Hotshot, you've got your hipster cred. You're using stuff nobody else is using right now, and then he also gets Boost of Swiftness. That's a nice addition. It looks like Link's got a flickering screen though. That's not too bad of a deal, so it shouldn't be too long.
Quick and fixed. But Mandatory Cloud doing a lot of things for his team right now, and Nidalee being very mobile against Lincoln mid on Syndra, and he's doing a great job. We saw just that top fight where Hotshot teleported in. He was there before Syndra was even there. Mid, like, he knew that fight was going to happen. Their communication is really top notch.
Yeah, he's also making great use of her passive, going into those bushes, get that extra little boost speed move, jumping around. We talked about in the beginning how both mids were kind of on a roller coaster, but they've both been solid so far this game. I mean, Mandatory Cloud, like you said, has been solid, and then Link, he did do that fairly risky play where he burned his flash just to get around a ward. Yeah. But they were rewarded with a kill. They got Zuna dead, so they stopped the Kog'Maw from farming for a little bit more, and it paid off. Yeah, it was relentless. Muffin Cutie's doing a great job as well. Props to him in the top lane for protecting Zuna so early, so much aggression. After we just were like, well, he just died, but yeah, he's doing
well, no. Before that, obviously, they've just put so much pressure on you can't save him all the time.
Yeah. I mean, Alistar is one of those, like, he's like my fairite bodyguard in League of Legends. Because he literally, he comes over and, like, shoves you off of his AD carry. Get off my bro!
Well, do it again if you get close.
Yeah, there you go. So we are back in.
Indeed, we got Link all fixed up. Psycho Sid and Hotshot on your screen. Beautiful mugs. Look at those guys. Let's take stock of what's going on here. We just kind of did, but where's the gold at? We are about good 1,800 gold, maybe we'll just say 2,000 right now for Vulcan ahead of Counter Logic Gaming. About 16 minutes in, Xmithy loving the top side right now.
I know.
It's just where the horses roam, I guess.
He's drawn up there, and it's worked out pretty well. I mean, they're ahead. They got the bottom turret. Right. They've got the dragon. So they have the dragon timer. This middle turret's taken so much damage that Link is having a really hard time defending it, because Nidalee, like you just saw there, as soon as the minions are all gone, she can still throw spears at you, and with that turret around, he's having a hard time dodging it.
All right, well, we see Xmithy picking up that Locket of the Iron Solari. He is ready to get into some fights right now, this very second. And again, he's going top, so it looks like he actually wants to do that. Bloodthirster finished on the side of Double Lift, but it looks like we're going for the Infinity Edge on the side for Zuna. We'll have to see when those two get to that point. The battles, but right now we're going to get to see where that damage stands between these two. Even Chowster stands on the wing waiting for this battle right now, and we're going to have to see that dragon is down, so we're objective free. Everybody knows that junglers are roaming right now, Kobe, and you can just see how cautious they're being.
Yep, you can tell, like, everybody in this game knows there's so much focus top lane. That's where all the action is going. Hecarim, you can tell, really wants to use his ultimate. Mandatory Cloud takes so much burst there, the ignite, one more tick.
No, the heal. Beautiful job there. I thought the auto attack was coming in. You got actually Link to waste the flash, so they may be able to focus on that as they come back to the mid lane.
Everything from Link is down right now. The flash, the ultimate, the ignite. So this is actually really good for Vulcan, and since they do have the dragon timer on their side, the next one should be pretty easy to set up. They just need someone to go and replace all those wards. When the first dragon was enabled because they had such great ward coverage down there, with that top turret being down, they have to just get a few more up to replace that coverage, and they will probably be able to get another dragon.
Xmithy, not even going to say it. You know where he is. He looks to make some moves again. He's just itching right now. Double Lift will not have a safe time whatsoever throughout this entire match as long as Xmithy is on the map. Chowster's bottom side, so this could actually really work out for them. They are going to try. He is actually clearing that out. Yep, clearing that emblem out.
So This is, people always say North America doesn't innovate, but looks like we're seeing the first tri-lanes ever here. Both teams actually running tri-lane stop. Just happens that the second support has smite and goes and gets a buff every now and then.
And he's just mentally thinking about everything that's happening as well, because for the amount of time he spent up there, he would have had to get the kills that he has right now, or he'd be so far behind. Somehow he's keeping himself in. We do have a possible fight coming in for now in the top lane, but it looks like everybody's now backed off. Too little, too late.
I know, like, we build it up. Okay, there's going to be a 4-on-4 top. Both of these bottom laners do have their teleports. The only thing is that Singe can actually flip Hotshot, so Hotshot has to be wary and not use his teleport first, or else
range.
You can get flipped, and then Singe will use his teleport. It's going to be an instant 4 versus 5.
So now they know they've drawn Vulcan to the top lane. They kind of have a bit more idea of what can happen within this engagement. But Sid trying to deny now. They're going to be able to take this blue away from possibly, yes. Hotshot won't make it in time. They take that away from Syndra. So Link's going to have a little bit of trouble possibly in this next fight.
Yeah, good job by Psycho Sid right there. I'm really liking his Singe play. He's done an amazing job so far. The only thing is, Nasus is kind of a sleeper. Once we see Nasus come into these team fights, I want to see how hard his siphoning strike will actually hit one of these squishies. If he can get up to Zuna.
Ooh, there's the disengage from the crescendo, but they are able to take him out. Smithy coming in huge and staying there has paid off. They don't even want Aphromoo. They like the little advantage there.
Yep, good job. They finally take down Double F. That's the only way you can stop him from farming, is actually making him dead. He can see only black and white now. They get another turret. Dragon's going to be up in about 40 seconds or so, so they will have time if they want to go put those wards I was talking about in the blue side. Another global gold advantage for them.
Now, Kobe, we'll see what happens here first. Chowster could be getting caught out. He actually saw them coming around. He stopped doing his red. He knows it was a danger zone, and he's forced to use pretty much everything to get himself out. Full control to Vulcan. But that also leads into what I was going to say, and I don't want to, is that this is where the,
don't jinx them.
The inexperience comes into play. That late game, they have the lead, and they've been here before, Kobe.
I was going to say, don't jinx. Nobody jinx Vulcan right now, okay? They really need this. But yeah, Chauster, they could see all of Vulcan was up in that top lane because they were just shoving that wave. And so he was taking a chance. He was like, okay, I really want to grab my red buff before they move down from top lane and steal it from me. And he just, he got caught out, had to burn his flash. So that's going to be another cooldown for him. But the Dragon, it looks like they place one ward and they're just going to go for it here.
Well, they know they don't have the timer. Chauster was only able to grab the dot, so until they get back there and make sure to look at the mini-map.
And it works out just fine.
Easy clear. Second Dragon of the game, uncontested again, going to Vulcan. They've grabbed now a 5,000 gold lead, well, just under 5,000, about 4,500, onto CLG. Early part of the game here. We're only 20 minutes in, and we've seen a lot of the action top lane, but really we haven't seen a lot of any of the fights with Hotshot and Psycho Sid. So those tanks running around, we'll have to see what happens when that comes to play.
Yeah, and it's really interesting too. Sid has gone with the Rod of Ages, so he's ramping up too. He knows that Hotshot's going to explode when he gets into the team fights. Nice combo there from Muffin, but it looks like they won't be able to follow that up.
Good bit of damage.
The Rod of Ages, yeah, so that's going to stack up. So he's actually biding his time as well, doing his best to keep up with the scaling of Nasus. But Hotshot over here, he's going to be hitting hard once he does get into the team fight.
Still really one of the closest games I think we've seen in CS. Besides those 80 carries, it's still going to be 40 in favor of Double Lift. He's got a little bit of attack speed coming in, which comes innately to Kog'Maw's passive, so he's going to be ramping up in that fact. And both of these are late game hyper carries, so it's going to be awesome to see that matchup.
Yeah, really the story when these two teams finally do meet in the epic 5-on-5 that's going to come with probably with someone teleporting in from a different lane is going to be, will Hotshot be able to keep down Zuna with that Wither? So he has Cleanse. If he burns Cleanse on Wither, then there's a lot of other CC that CLG has. Not only do they have the range on Link's stun is actually really long too, but they also have that crescendo. So there's a lot of different answers, and we're gonna have to see how they burn that cleanse and follow it up.
Well, right now it is just pretty much clear the waves and figure out who makes the first mistake. We're somewhat objective free, as nobody really has that damage to take Baron just yet, without it being very, very tricky. We'll have to see what they decide to do. There's still that focus in the top lane. We do see Xmithy down on the bottom side for, I think, the first time ever.
Yeah, as far as he's going, Doublelift gets comboed.
Once again, Doublelift finding himself a little bit out of position. The Ignite is on. The last hit from Zuna. He picks it up and you can hear him in the back.
There we go. You can hear the shout from Zuna. They didn't want to jinx themselves either, so they've been a little quieter than usual so far. But there we go. They're starting to get ramped up. A nice pink ward up here on top. They're going to make a move now. With Doublelift down, that's a huge detriment to CLG's team fighting power. And so Vulcan are definitely going to pressure this upper and this lower turret.
All right. They don't even want the golems. They want people. They want to find champions right now. Zuna doing what he can with one minion on the turret. Oh,
there's the cleanse.
Cleansed it out. Wow, that is huge for counter logic. We're probably going to see a very big move of the champions up to this top lane, but Xmithy's there first. He goes in for some aggression. He has the oracles on, but so does Chowster, so they're going to be able to know what wards were seen and which way to exit this one, because it is definitely an exit stage left scenario for Vulcan right now. They have to be careful. The reinitiation is just on their heels. Hotshot coming in with a teleport. There's the wither onto Zuna, but he can't do much without his team. He does not want to blow the cooldown. One Q is half his health. Can he get to Zuna one more time? Zuna not even trying to kite, running scared, and Psycho Sid has to put himself in between.
Wow, so many things were burned in that with no kills for either team. I mean, we do have 2 oracles coming out, so there's going to be a lot of action for the next couple minutes, both teams being able to clear out vision. But now we have, okay, cleanse is down for Zuna, the ult was down for Xmithy, he used it as well. He also used his ghost to try and get away there, and Hotshot used his teleport, as well as Sid having to use his teleport to follow up with Hotshot to defend the rest of the team. So there's all these tools are down, but nobody died. So the next team fight is going to have a few casualties.
25 minutes in, we saw what could have been the first back and forth between these guys, and it was quite intense. Hotshot completely tearing through Zuna with one shot. He cannot take 2 of those, just statistically proven. We just saw it. That is insane right now. Chowster just dodging that one as he ducks his head down. Mandatory Cloud returns to mid with Xmithy to clear this out. 7-3 now, a 4,000 gold lead definitively coming in here for Vulcan. They are standing quite strong in this game, and right now they have a shutout on turrets.
All right, so that cleanse for Kog'Maw is on half duration, or half time right now from coming back. We'll see. It's usually like the support shop. I don't know if Afromu has started doing that yet, if he times key summoner spells, but that's something that the Koreans really especially use to their benefit. Like, they time everything. There's another ult from Xmithy.
There it is. Link could be going down here, and he for sure will. As the Ignite was on, they were just putting on the last bit of damage and still trying to poke it out. Mandatory Cloud doing a great job of just causing havoc as Xmithy is finding positions and ways to get himself into the initiation.
Yeah, I mean, so we've seen Link before rush the Zanyas when he plays Syndra. This time, he didn't feel like there was much that could catch him out. And looking at the team comp, I would say that too. But Xmithy just runs right into him, and now they've got a huge advantage, easily taking down this turret, maybe even an inhibitor.
Will.
No teleports are up.
I was trying to see the summoner spells, and they're just calmly taking this one down. Right when it gets to the end, though, is where you see the other team initiate. There goes Chowster. He's going to go on to Xmithy, but that's quite tanky. Kicks him back. The whole team is focusing Chowster, though. This is kind of working perfectly for them, but there it is on to Zuna. It's getting a little too back and forth, and Vulcan cannot find who they want to target right now. It's going to be CLG coming in now. Doublelift on the outside. Tumbles with the ultimate on. Catches a spear, though. Him and Afromu are so low. This gives Zuna the turnaround. Link trying to get in there to get the damage, and Vulcan has just found themselves a way back into this fight. Psycho Sid trying to be the Singe that he is. Zuna still rolling. Not much mana there. He's not even throwing out ults. He just wants to get that last bite. Arcane in. Not enough damage as they keep going coast to coast here, Kobe. Keep going down towards the blue. A flash coming in for Doublelift. He finally will go down to Mandatory Cloud, and it looks like a double kill coming in there. We will see CLG backing off now, a 2-for-1 after all of it.
That was such good play from Doublelift right there. At the beginning of that fight, he got crit by Zuna. So he was not able to come in, and then that last spear from Mandatory Cloud took another third of his life down, and I wasn't thinking that he was going to be able to get back into this fight as they take a free dragon, but he was. He life steals off of those wolves as they're all running away with about a fifth to an eighth of their HP bars, Hotshot wanted to get in there to wither Zuna one more time.
Yeah.
And that baited Zuna in to start attacking. They were able to kill Hotshot, but that enabled Doublelift to sneak in, snipe Zuna, so they were able to get 2 kills out of that for just 1 when we thought they were on their back heels. However, inhibitor down, dragon taken.
That is pretty scary. A huge lead now, 6,000, just about 6,000 gold coming in for Vulcan. 5 turrets to 0 turrets. They are shutting out CLG right now, not letting them breathe, and not even letting them see that first tier of turrets.
They're doing so well. CLG, you can tell, they're on their back foot. They are just, yeah, they're backpedaling right now. They're like, we need to farm up. Like, we did a good display of skill right there in the team fighting, but we don't have the items to back it up right now. This gold deficit is really, really hurting them.
This Hacker Room destruction along with an Alistar is just some amazing synergy. You can see them now roaming together as they know nothing can stop them. Oh, there's a problem, I'll pulverize. Oh, there's another problem, what's going to happen here? And they're just going to kind of walk out. Chowster can't even get his team to go in on that initiation there. They're just kind of milling about.
Smithy has gotten really scary as well. He's a beast of a tank line right now. Hecarim in the late game, once he can heal up, like, he gets basically an extra 1,000 effective health just from each time he uses that W. As long as he's in a team fight and everyone around him is doing damage, he'll keep healing up. And they really just have to wait for some nice spears to hit. If that one had hit Doublelift, they could die.
Yeah, I was going to say that could be all they need to go in here. Well, let's see what they do. They have the Oracles out. They're clearing so many wards. They don't need Baron whatsoever. That would be very risky for Vulcan right now. So they're just biding their time. They want to find that one spear. Mandatory Cloud has been on point this game, so they're really trying to rely on that. And you can just see to take that Siege Minion down from full.
Yep, they're just... there it is. We got one.
Hey-ho.
That one was on Afro Moon. You can see 2 of those, right, are going to kill you. Yeah, statistically speaking, like you said, you're going to be dead after another one of those, so they have to back up. Basically, land a spear shot, get a global objective. There you go. And
you got Psycho Sid in the top lane, just pounding on the turret. They're going to go ahead and face tank this one, Kobe. So much control all over the map right now. Seems like Counter Logic can't think of what to do to figure it out.
Doublelift looks like he wants to tango with this Singe. Nope, just going to farm up on the thing.
You know, if you probably just harass Doublelift and not really take that much damage, but they're not going to. The turret, unnecessary damage to be taken, but Hotshot's going to find himself a great push. The headbutt again sticks him in, but it looks like he's going to be able to get out possibly with half health here. There's Chowster coming in with the safeguard. They're going to start backing out at this point. All the lanes are pushed, though. They have all the time in the world they need. They just have to be careful for CLG trying to get a Baron if Vulcan gets very low here.
This is actually a really bad time for Hotshot to lose his ultimate because Zuna's ready to fight. Zuna wants to go. He's got Flash and Cleanse. He's super mobile right now. They have everything at their disposal. Singe can beat anyone 1 versus 1, and he has Teleport.
See if they're going to be able to get this turret down. They're putting a lot of pressure on it. Finally, Doublelift needs to takes a turret shot just to get it, rather, as they push down mid. You can see CLG just knows that's all they can get at this point. They know they're behind, and they're trying to just get every advantage that they can, which are very few and far between right now.
And you can just tell by Zuna's play, he's so much more comfortable on that Kog'Maw than, like we were saying in the Champion Select, than that Graves that he used last time. As soon as he gets the Infinity Edge, you stack crit on top of that, and he just hits so hard from such a long range. Combined with Nidalee Spears, it's amazing poke on this team.
Oh,
there it is.
Gosh, and Lee Sin is not the one you want to see taking that much damage.
So basically, Mandatory Cloud Spears are going to zone the entire team of CLG right here from Baron.
They have wards over the edge. Where did Mandatory Cloud go? He's actually rejoining with his team. Very smart. Muffin Cutie's low. They need to be able to put up a wall of defense here. Smithy trying to stay in. Baron is low. Do they want to try and grab it here? This is what could be that mistake. It's at half health, Kobe. This could be scary for them. They need to get out.
He teleports in at the last health bar of that ward and turn it into a 5-on-5. But CLG can't really chase this. Look at that Singe goo on 4 people.
Oh my god, the spear coming in. Here comes Smithy. He's going to go in for the engage. Hotshot does not have his ultimate. No, he just got it back up, so he's able to keep himself alive there. Locking up the Iron Solar. He keeps them a bit more safe on the exit, and they will not be able to engage. Do they try again? Zuna's out of mana. The fight could be scary if it happens.
Yeah, excuse me, the Nasus ult now being burned, and that down, Chopstar's really low. A steal would be really good for them right now, but so dangerous. Afro Mood takes one in the face.
Super red health bars for CLG right now, opposed to just the regular ones. And Crimson. It looks like they'll finally be able to take it down. 33 minutes in, 10-5, and the gold lead just jumped to 8,000.
Mandatory Cloud kind of reminds me of like Zion Spartan right now. 1 versus 5. He's just throwing these spears over and over for like 300 or something. Just fighting off the entire team of CLG. They can't engage because everyone keeps getting chunked down by those spears.
It's complete map control right now. The oracles are still coming out. The pink wards are still coming out for Vulcan right now. They don't want to let anything slide. They want to keep this advantage. A super double Randuin's coming in. Let's check out a replay of that kill.
Yeah, I mean, it was off screen, so we didn't get to get a really good look at it. But look, after a move, we can see the trap does so much damage because he went AP Nidalee. A lot of people forget that if you walk on top of those things, they do a bunch of damage too, in addition to that armor shred.
Not what you want to do.
It's kind of a sad way to die. It's so exciting when you get a spear.
Like
you're like,
oh, bomb or something.
Yeah, but a trap.
No, you're walking away and it's gonna kill you.
Everybody feels bad for him now.
They'll just start a thread for him. Get a donation going.
Rip Afromu 2013.
Man, Cloud taking a hit there as they try to forcefully push this one. Still trying to get the spears in. That's all he wanted. He just wanted behind the last wave. And it looks like Psycho Sid, Muffin Cutie, and Xmithy are going to be your front line as we enter in what could possibly be the last fight of this game. 35 minutes in, Vulcan looking to snatch their first win away from Counter Logic. As we said, coming into this game, Counter Logic had 13 days off. So we'll see. That has affected them quite a bit of cohesion, a bit of lane control. They still have yet to take in 35 minutes a turret from Vulcan.
It does kind of look like that, huh? Like they're a little bit sleepy here as Double Lift, again, takes like half his life in a
Just got good hands,
here.
Good catch.
But yeah, I mean, CLG, maybe it's something too because Vulcan started out with 5 losses that they didn't prep as much for this as they could have. They were looking ahead to the Dignitas game or something. You can't look ahead of any of these games in the LCS. You have to take it one game at a time and take each win.
You know, on the flip side of saying Counter Logic isn't having their best game, we got to give props to Vulcan.
You have to.
Vulcan is playing amazing. Mandatory Cloud 4-0-2. The roller coaster is just uphill. You kind of want the roller coaster to drop, but it's awesome to watch it climb right now.
Yeah,
we also have Zuna coming in strong again, back on those comfort carries. Yeah, he's died 4 times, but his positioning, his mechanics, just watching him play feels more comfortable.
So it's still only 1 inhibitor though. I mean, the base is still
it's now the slow.
It's fairly intact for CLG. I mean, Vulcan's able to take another dragon, so they get even more global gold. But they have to be able to finish this off. We don't want to jinx them, like we said a little bit.
Don't want to. We'll see what happens. We see Double Lift backing up top, still unsure to take that turret down. We'll see what they do as he gets back in. They're trying to pressure onto this bottom lane. Kobe, the wards are on that side, so they know they can dodge Mandatory Cloud spears a little bit better here. They're definitely trying to thwart that damage because it's beginning these fights with their team, the entire team, about 75% of their health.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting that since Hotshot had already got like a really early locket, I was thinking Chowster would be the one to go with the Aegis of the Legion and upgrade it into a Runic Bulwark so everybody would get some more magic resist so these spears wouldn't be as game-breaking as they are, but he actually got a locket as well. Lockets do not stack. You can refresh the shield, but it's not even going to be at full effectiveness, and there's a debuff that you get on, so they don't combo very well, and a Bulwark would be amazing right now.
Right, and there's not a lot of things that would just kind of stop that damage. You have a giant spear coming at you or a hit from Zuna, which is not going to stop or be stopped by a locket. Here we are as they chunk down Chowster. It's going to be a few more attacks. Sid actually gets that one on a fling. Hotshot doing what he can to be the tank for his team. He is the last one that stands in way of this inhibitor because everybody else will easily follow to the HP bars of Vulcan right now. They take down 2. Nobody's on the ground for them yet. They look for the Nexus turrets now, Kobe. It's going to be Link trying to come off with home guard on the base, throwing out the damage. They could get 1 turret here. They do. This second turret looks good, but they are getting low here, and they may be pushed off just before they get to the Nexus. They look quite hungry. Vulcan may want this. Zuna's yelling from the background. Zuna's still hitting the Nexus. Vulcan's going to be getting their first win here, and they take down CLG in game 1 of the day.